Now, before I bring my guest in, the 2024 MTV Video Music Awards moved to a new date because of the US presidential debate. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, it will now air live on the 11th of September, a day later than previously announced. So you see, it's really not that big a deal. The campaign of both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump had agreed to participate, in a debate on the 10th of September, which was the previous day of the VMAs. Now, of course, you imagine they don't want to lose out on that viewership. Who's going to be watching? Well, there's going to be lots of performers this year. Sabrina Carpenter, Chappelle Rowan, Glorilla, Camila Cabello, just to mention a few. And joining me on the show right now, Sheye Banks. I mean, literally, when I think of Sheye Banks' craft, this is so personal and so emotional, because I can say for a fact that you've been doing this for over a decade to start with. You've been doing it for over a decade. You've evolved from radio, audio engineering, and now you are now into the world of music.
Yeah.
You've expanded your art to even, hyping and A&R. You're like in the business of music.
We're thankful to the big man up there, and it's been an amazing journey. I'm not even gonna lie, it's come with like a lot of challenges, but we're here, we're still thriving, we're surviving.
But you know what, Sheye? I feel like one thing I know for a fact is sustainability in this industry looks easy when, a person looks at you and goes, this Sheye guy is good. But we're looking at like years and years of grinding. So talk to me about that.
I think it takes a lot of consistency and self-awareness.
Yeah.
You have to exactly know why you're doing what you do. You have to also know why you're here in the business, and you need to know what you want. You need to be quick on your feet. You need to pick yourself up when things are not going your way. You just need to be able to deal with like a lot of challenges. You need to make sacrifices as well. Because especially sacrifices, you can sacrifice your personal time, family time, your mental health sometimes might be sacrificed, and you might just need to go through a whole lot to just get to the top. And when you get to the top, you realize it gets lonely at the top. And then you now have to understand the cycle of, just consistently giving your all to what you love.
But really, I feel like that part about the feeling when you get to the top is real.
Right.
Now, your journey has taken you through different locations and spaces. What would you say is always that trigger that lets you know, I need to do something else, or I need to make a shift, or I need to change?
Right. For me, it's pretty much knowing where I'm from. Okay. Knowing where I'm from just sort of reminds me that I've been here, I've seen this, I need to evolve, because the world itself is a revolving place, right? The world is constantly revolving.
It is.
And if we're not revolving, we should evolve, right? So it just sort of gives me a self-reminder to always constantly push myself to be better, because someone wise once told me, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. And I since then I ran with that.
Do I know this somebody wise?
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, who is
Shout out to Oscar. Oscar told me this in...
yeah, of course. He sounds familiar. Because that sounded familiar.
Yeah.
I was like, I might know this person.
It's a popular saying, actually.
It is, but I feel like, there's specific people that when they say something, it really hits home.
Yeah.
What is the thing with music and hype right now? I've listened to, you put in a whole body of work, by the way. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now, music, we know sing a song or rap a rap. But then there's hype, and hype is not rap. So break that down for me.
So hype is a competitive sport. Yeah, it's...
Competitive sport?
Yeah, like...
That is a great way to put it.
Absolutely. It's something that just sort of reminds you of who you are, and sort of also emphasizes your greatness. It emphasizes how great, catchy, the presenter on Arise TV,
Epic.
The number one.
You see, you're hyping me now.
Do you understand?
You see, he's
it
hyping
emphasizes your greatness.
And that's what hype is. You look, and that's why we bring out the bills.
Right.
Because imagine someone like, I don't like what you do. I don't like you. But really though, Sheye, like I have to say, it wasn't always like this. Hype wasn't an industry at some point in time.
Yeah.
It was just something that, people picked up the mic and did. But you've revolutionized that, and now you have actual music, hype music. What's that about?
So I'm thankful to have been able to, do something amazing, especially become a part of a community of hype men who create amazing stuff. I started hype music, what is now known as Afro hype, but there's been hype men before me, and there's hype men that are still doing, what I do as well. But I was able to significantly contribute to the music culture of hype, and create a sound that, just puts us in spaces and gives us universal tickets. Because when you have music, you can travel anywhere in the world.
You really can.
Your craft is more recognized and established within a community than anything else. And that was just a great idea I had to create that. And I'm just thankful to be part of something amazing.
No, but I feel like it's also part of your life. Like, what's your assessment of the industry that we have right now in terms of music and Afrobeat, and how far it's going right now?
To be honest, I think we're having the time of our lives. It's never happened like this before. We're having more global recognition. I mean, shout outs to the greats, the Fela Kutis, the Shinos, the Kings, the King Sunny Ades. They've been able to do something very significant, but this generation has taken it to a whole new
other level.
I mean, imagine what's going to happen for the next generation. I just know that whatever we're doing right now, we need to create a legacy that would last a lifetime. And what reggae has been able to do is create something that people can culture vulture from.
Yeah.
But we need to create something that is going to be identifiable to this ecosystem, because now we're having people culture vulturing our stuff, and we don't seem to know how to own it back and keep it to ourselves. So, I mean, we're having a great time, but we just need to learn how to control.
But really, though,
what is
I
ours.
don't even know if it's possible, because the other day I was talking about and you're a radio presenter, so I think I can ask you this. Is Tyler an Afrobeat artist?
Tyler is an African artist.
Exactly.
She's an African artist, but she can do some Afrobeats.
Yeah, because she even defined it herself to call her music Afro pop.
Right.
And then the VMA nomination comes out, and then Tyler is nominated for Best Afrobeat. And that's not the problem, because I believe that the context of that category was not necessarily about Afrobeat. It was just about African music, kind of like how the Grammys have a similar category. So it just speaks to what you just said right now, where there's an understanding of African music, but the fear is every sound out of Africa now going to be categorized Afrobeat?
I think it would be very unfair to guys that make kizomba, that make, conga, all sort of sounds from different parts of Africa, to all be categorized as Afrobeat. It would be very unfair, but at the end of the day, we need an umbrella sound. We need an umbrella movement, I would say movement, because the sound is different, but the movement is what makes us a force. Because if we're going as a disjointed force to the rest of the world, there will be no identity to protect. Right? So in the Caribbeans, reggae is not the only sound. There's dancehall, there's reggaeton, there's so many other sounds. But reggae is the umbrella sound and the umbrella movement that just gives them an identity. When you think of someone from Jamaica, you're thinking they listen to reggae all day, right? But even though that's not the entire case, right? So Afrobeat is somewhat like the umbrella sound.
I like that. I really
that.
appreciate this analysis, because really I've struggled with that understanding. It's really bothered me. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not Afrobeat. But when you put it that way, so in essence, Sheye, we should be ready to share Afrobeat as Nigerians with the rest of Africa.
Yeah. I think we should be ready to share, but we should also remember that it's a part of our core. And we shouldn't lose ourselves in the bit of sharing. There's a place where you could share your food, and then the food no longer, exactly, it doesn't become yours anymore. You can't even recognize what's on the plate anymore, because, you came there with amala, eba, egusi, and next thing you're seeing chicken and chips and all of that, So at the end of the day, we just need to embrace what is ours, share with the rest of the world, and remember that this is our core. So
I really like that. Now back to awards, Sheye. I want us to talk about Nigerian awards. Being in a space where you love music, you talk about music.
Right.
Do we have enough? Like the other day, he was talking about it. His name just skipped my mind. He's a reggaeton artist. He's a reggae artist, not reggaeton, by the way. Buju Banton, I believe he's the one. He was on Drink Champs, and he was having a conversation around Afrobeat. And one of the things he really spoke about was awards within our indigenous spaces, right? There's very few globally recognized awards, but indigenous awards versus global awards. Do we have more? Do we have enough? Do we need more? Do we need to reinvent the wheel and bring back the old, like the mamas and everything else? Do we need to bring those back?
I think we might need to bring some back.
Okay.
and then reinstitute some.
Okay.
We might need to, because at the end of the day, if the economy of the country is not great, the economy of the continent is not great, you know, it affects the quality of these awards. It affects the perception of these awards.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, there's so many other factors aside bringing these awards back. So if we start, we're just not going to end that conversation today.
True.
So in summary, we need to select awards that need to come back and select people that are really passionate about the system, the music, and not just the product, the music business. So there needs to be more genuine people.
Like you.
Like me.
Because I mean, you literally, Sheye, I can't think of another person that is so into this industry. And again, I have to give it to you because I've known you for years and it's never been just what you can take from it.
We go way
back, you know, and it's never been what you can take from the industry. It's also what you're giving, and you've given your heart, blood, sweat, soul to this creative industry. So I just want to, you know, just say a big congratulations to you for that.
Thank you.
Sheye Banks. And of course, I'm sure everyone watching is like, oh wait, is that the Sheye Banks I hear on radio every day?
It's me.
I mean, look at that face. You know, that's one of the things I hate about radio.
It's me, yeah. I mean,
people always have a perception of what of what you look like.
Yes. Some people think, you know, he's like 140-something-year-old guy. I'm only.
You're not 24. Sheye.
I'm 24.
You're not 24. You're absolutely not 24. But Sheye Banks, thank you so much for gracing me with your presence, talking to me about your craft and sharing your knowledge on the industry with me. And that brings us to the end of today's show. You know what we should do, Sheye? Let's hype out on the show. So if we're going to hype out, I mean, I'm not a hype woman, but I'd say, is there an accent?
I mean,
how do you do it? Like, do I need to be loud?
When I say arise, you say 360, arise.
360.
Arise.
360.
We out.
That was a short one, but yeah, we out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.